So we're in the fourth round for once, and yeah, it's only Portsmouth, but we're through to the fourth round, and that is all that matters because it did start a bit shaky. It did. We went 1-0 down. Marino poor closing down, and Kepa, his rebound went to Bishop, and then ended up going 1-0 down. But to be fair, like the Bournemouth game, I weren't worried. It was stupid. We did look like we were starting a bit dodgily. Dodgily, that's the right word. Playing out from the back, it was our downfall at times. We were going long and it weren't sticking. But to be fair, that whole first half, we weren't great. And in classic Arsenal fashion under Mikel Arteta, an own goal and a set piece combined to make it 1-1 and a set piece to make it 2-1 for Gabriel Martinelli, who in the end got a hat-trick. And to be fair, he played all right today. His overall game was decent. Yes, it's Portsmouth. And that is probably a disclaimer for the start of the video. Yes, it's Portsmouth, so we can't really take what we saw today too lightly. Because to be fair, one thing I will say is that we did play some very good football today. Especially in that second half, I thought everyone got better, a lot better. Because in the second half, because in the first half we weren't great. We were bang average, we weren't really getting out of first gear. It was very lethargic from what I could say. And to be fair, we weren't really giving Portsmouth too many chances. They had a chance after that, but apart from that, they didn't really do anything. And that's what you expect. So I'm not sure where they are. I'm not even sure what league they're in, if I'm being completely real. I think they're in the Championship. I think. They're either Championship or League One. I genuinely can't remember. But look, we're through, and that's all that matters. A lot of players did not perform in that first half. I think Jesus was poor. He got better as the game went on, in my opinion, but he didn't start the game great. Madueke was, he was getting down the outside like he always does. He was providing a bit of energy, but end product weren't there, and that's Madueke. Also missed a penalty as well. And that pretty much sums him up as a player. He looks good at times, but when it comes down to the final bit, he isn't that guy. Eze was poor. I think he was poor the whole game, to be fair. I think he's the only one that didn't really play great today. Him and Lewis Skelly, in my opinion. Lewis Skelly, he can't play left back. I want to see him in midfield. And I think today was probably a good opportunity to play him in midfield. Because to be fair, Marino, defensively weren't great in the first half, but he did get a lot better. I'm not going to say he should be playing in midfield, especially as a 6. But on the ball, he was actually decent today. And that's one thing I liked about Marino's performance. Yes, he takes a fucking age to turn on the ball. But the fact that he's playing against lower league opposition helps as well. And he did seem quite composed on the ball today, because normally he just goes down and wins a lot of fouls. If that was a Premier League, he probably would have kept doing that. However, he didn't today. And he was actually all right in that midfield. Ethan, I thought first half he wasn't great. Second half he got a lot better as well. He was actually driving with the ball, something that we like to see from Ethan. His passing weren't great in the first half, but I improved a bit in the second. And yeah, it was a case of most of that team weren't great in that first half, and then got better in the second half. Arteta must have said something to them at half time. We did go on to score 2 more goals, obviously. Very, very good ball from Gabriel Jesus to Martinelli. And then Martinelli again, same type of goal really to his first one. And that's the end of the story, to be fair. We're in the fourth round. I'm pretty sure all the big teams went through, apart from Tottenham. And obviously Manchester United play later. And we have seen some shocks. We have seen, Macclesfield, they went through against Palace. That was crazy. So yeah, we were always, and to be fair, quite a few people were probably panicking when we went 1-0 down. I wasn't. We've seen this before. Started stupidly, but we've got the quality on the pitch to finish them off, and that's what we've done. It weren't a 4-1 game. We weren't like constantly peppering their goal. We were playing some good football at times, but it wasn't, we should have scored about 7. And to be fair, we probably should have scored about 5 or 6 in the end, but we weren't battering them. It was a comfortable win in the end. And that's the best way I can put it, as a comfortable win. At the end of the day, we're through. And I think the draw gets done today after the Brighton Man United game. So it's the luck of the draw. Do I think we can win this trophy this season? We can. But we can win this trophy because we've won it before. However, Will we? It's a whole different story. But I'll tell you what, we've got to play a lot better than how we've done that first half to even consider that. And you know what? Speaking of trophy, if you've got a massive game on Wednesday, I believe it is, against Chelsea away, and that is one we've got to definitely play a lot better. Even though they got a new manager, they won 5-1 against Charlton last night. I can definitely see us beating Chelsea. I think we will beat Chelsea. And I think we will be in that Carabao Cup final. The question is, has this team got the mentality to get over the line and win this trophy? Who knows? But we're through, and that's all that matters. Like, sub, and share the content around, and I'll see you lot in a bit.